So I'm sure you guys have all heard about Google's VEO 3 coming out. It's been generating videos such as this. These are Bible vlogs right here.
Hey everyone, Daniel here. So, the king signed a law banning prayer for 30 days. Obviously, I prayed.
This one.
Girl, my husband Lot told me to not look back, but I'm
all
an
AI
independent
generated.
queen.
Oh, nah. Listen to the Lord,
Shout
or
out
you'll
to
be salty
Vlogs.
for real.
Yo, what seats you got on Noah's Ark?
What ark, bro?
Oh, nah, you cooked.
Just raised Beta King Ned, but he don't know we locked in with Big G for real. Our ops got none on us. Keep God in your life chat.
Keep God in your life chat. Keep God in your life chat.
We out here trying to finish the Tower of Babel, but I can't even understand what my homeboy's saying.
Lingam guli 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 wata. Today's 360 no scope on Goliath's head is brought to you by my Lord and Savior. Hashtag Philippians 4:13, baby.
Wife thought we were going on an all-exclusive cruise ship. I said, lean not on your own understanding. Hashtag trust God. Hashtag mustard seed.
So yeah, those were all created using Google's VEO 3. These videos also, this Yeti vlog life, it's getting 16 million views
Finally
on
meeting Bigfoot
AI generated
Vlogs, my
videos.
favorite vlogger in the wild. I never miss a episodes. You the best. So do you think you could take on 100 gorillas?
So yeah, those were basically all AI generated. And so I went ahead and built this n8n agent, and I did link it in my school community. So I built this out to generate similar videos and went ahead and left it in the school community. So you can come over here. I'll leave it linked in the bio. And you come over here to resources and templates and just come down to, oh, here it is right here, Google VEO3 plus n8n video agent. And right here are all the prompts used. In mine, it's a time traveler. You are an AI designed to generate one immersive, realistic idea. Here are the rules, all of that down here. And then the actual JSON and Google Sheet needed is right here. You would just go ahead and you could copy this right here just like this. I highly recommend you guys to do it. Just go ahead and copy the entire thing. It's pretty long. Right down to there. Copy and paste that. And then you could import it right here if you wanted to. You could import from file, but I think it's easier just doing this and everything pops up right there for you. But we're going to go ahead and build it out from scratch. So the first thing that we need is our trigger. So we'll go ahead and for this time we're going to do a schedule trigger, and then we'll have it running. We'll have it running every day. We'll leave it at midnight. Of course, we have our trigger. So next up, we need our AI agent. So we'll go ahead and add an AI agent node right here. And then now that we have our AI agent, we'll need a chat model for it. So for this, we're going to be using Google's Gemini. We'll keep it at 2.5 flash. And what we need next right here would be a Google Sheet, because that's where we'll be grabbing everything from. And here's the Google Sheet right here. So I went ahead and left that over there also, but this is the idea right here, which is, in my case, a time traveler vlogs with their selfie stick transforming into a dinosaur. And then the caption, time travel just got wild. Production. This right here for production status. This right here is the environment prompt, and right here would be the final output. So we can go ahead and delete this right there and get back to our workflow. So yeah, we'll add our Google Sheet right here, and we're gonna go ahead and of course we're gonna put our prompts in, but I just want to build a little bit out right now. So we'll be appending or updating the row in sheet, and the sheet we'll pick is of course the n8n VEO3 video generate. And if you choose to get it from my community, you would just come over here and make a copy right there, and then you would name it the same thing as that, so that you'll be able to find it inside of n8n. So just choose from the list, and then it'll be sheet 1. There's only one sheet in it. So we'll go ahead and go back to our AI agent, and then now we can go ahead and start defining our prompts. So the prompt user message will come back right over here to the prompt, and we'll just put time traveler. And then we do need a specific output format, so we will have an output parser. And then we will need our system message in there also. It's not just you are a helpful assistant. We come back over here, and our system message is right here. So we'll come here and copy all of this, including some JSON down here. This JSON right here. And then we'll input that prompt right over there. So we're basically done with that agent right there, that agent set up. So what we also will need, we will need a think tool. we have a pretty extensive prompt here. So the think tool just enables it to think better, basically. So right now we have our schedule trigger to run this every single day. We have our AI agent right here, which is powered by Google's Gemini. And then we have our think agent also, and then we have the Google Sheets for it to pull from. And keep in mind, these prompts right here, you can change it out for anything. You can literally exchange time traveler out for whatever you want it to be. It could be Bible. It could also be Bible vlogs. It could be like those Yeti vlogs if you wanted it to be. And we do need the structured output, which is partially some of the reason why we added the think model also, to get the agent to think better. And we'll add the structured output parcel right there. Can erase that, and then we just copy and paste that prompt right there. So we're good to go with that. And now we'll go ahead and pull some information over here so we can get this Google Sheet set up correctly. So right here, we'll go ahead and we'll execute this step. Okay, so of course this is going to output everything, but we got everything we needed from the input right there. So this is what the agent provided based on what it pulled from the Google Sheet using the prompt. So right here, we'll come over here and see what the agent. So right here, that's everything that the agent gave out. So we'll come over here for ideal. You just want to match everything up. We're mapping each column manually like that. We'll come down here. What's this? Caption. Add the caption right there. Production right there. Environment right here. Nothing for final output. That'll be, of course, our final output from the prompt. So yeah, nothing for final output on append row. For ID would be equals row in all caps, parentheses, -1, which means it's just grabbing it from row number 1. And we should be good to go for the idea generation aspect of this agent. This is the idea generation, one of 3 parts. So now we'll just execute that step and it should pull through. Okay, now we come over to our Google Sheet, and there we go, right there. It just pulled out, so it's working perfectly fine so far. Yeah, so the idea is a rogue time traveler barters tech for ancient gold coins. Okay, future shock, time travel for the caption, production, of course, final output. So cool. That's basically it for the idea generation aspect of the agent. Now what we need next is actually another agent, because this is the ideation agent right here. What we need now is an agent to create prompts from the ideas that we get. So what we'll have here is we'll define below, and for the prompt, we'll come back over here to the school community. So the user prompt is give me a VEO prompt for this idea, and that's JSON from the last agent. This is the environment. Copy and paste that. Come right back over. Here's the prompt user message right there, and something's off right here. So what we'll do when you see red right here, you want to just delete that as asking for the environment. So we come over here to the environment prompt and we'll just drag it over from there instead. So now at this point, yes, that is the user prompt right here, but now we need the system message. So we come to add option, system message. It's not going to be that. We come back over to the school community, and here's the system prompt for Google's VEO3 prompt agent. You are an AI agent that writes hyper-realistic cinematic video prompts for Google VEO3. Each prompt should describe a short, vivid selfie-style video clip. So we just go ahead and copy all of that. Come back over here. System message, yes. See, okay, perfect. So that's that right there. So we already have our think agent, and then we have the prompt agent. So now what we want to do, we want these two agents to talk to each other. We want everything that this agent is talking to talk to this agent also. But first we got to come back over here and actually turn on the specific output format, because we want to connect that also. So we'll go ahead and move these up here, because these little pieces appear when it's up there as opposed to down here. So now we'll just connect the output parser to this output parser. We want that to parse both agents. We'll connect this tool to the think tool. And then we'll connect this chat model over here to the Google chat model also. And now that's connected and good to go. Okay, so now they're talking to each other. We're on to step 2, which is basically video generation at this point. So yeah, now everything's good to go in terms of idea creation and the prompting. So what we'll need to do is connect it to VEO 3, but that's not out for n8n right now. So instead, what we'll have to do is manually connect it ourselves using the HTTP request. We'll have to call the request, but before that, we need to grab some values. So we'll go ahead and add this edit fields right here. We'll have to come manually map all of that, and then we'll be able to run the HTTP request. So what we need now is to go to Vertex, the Vertex Google Cloud Console, and then you would end up going to video. We're already here. And then what we need to do is get code. And I don't believe I can show y'all all that, but right all the way over here would be basically, well, I'll just terminate it anyway. So once you would click get code right here is where all your parameters would be, and you would copy and paste those parameters right over onto the into the edit field section. You would add fields and then add each one. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick and be right back. You would add them right over here. But first, what we have to do is we actually have to run Cloud Shell. We'd have to activate Cloud Shell. So you would come over here to the documentation, and then you would copy and paste this right here, Google G Cloud auth print access token. And then we would go ahead and run our Cloud Shell terminal. And then that should open up the terminal right here. And then we'll copy and paste that into right there. And then once you click enter, it'll give you a gigantic code, and I'll tell you what to do with that. So let me go ahead and run this real quick and generate my code. So yes, back to Vertex console. What we would need here is the project ID. You would copy and paste that. And then you'll come over here to edit fields. You would put that right there. We'll keep the string right there. And then for the value would be this right here. And then you do the same thing for the next few parameters to be set. So we'll come over here, location ID. Paste that in there, ID. And this is just giving us access to VEO3 via Google Console. So yes, we added all of that right here. I figure none of this is sensitive information, but this is right here, the access token, which is what I was talking about. That's what you go ahead and get the code for. So you'll go ahead and run that, and then, so that's what I was talking about. You go ahead and activate the Cloud Shell terminal and paste this in right here. And then once you paste this into the terminal, it'll give you your access code. You paste that in and then press enter. So now at this point, we've gone ahead and added all of the fields that we had to. So next, what we actually need to do is we need to add a wait node, because we want to give it a couple minutes. Well, no, we want to give it at least 1 minute. We want to give it 1 minute to go ahead and generate that video for us, so that it doesn't throw the loop. It doesn't throw us for a loop. So let's come back over here to edit fields, and then we'll go ahead and execute this step and push it over to the next node. And as you can see here, it generated everything for us. So right here, the URL over here would be using this endpoint right there. And for here, we'll send body. So we just map, we map all of these. This would go location ID, we'll put that right over there. And then this isn't turning green, so I try to just copy and paste it in from cloud like before when I was trying to debug it, but it didn't just let me copy and paste it in the same way. So go ahead and add that right there. And then yeah, send bodies on. authentication none, JSON body, and right there we're good to go. So right after it waits, what we need is another HTTP request, and that will be the same exact URL. Copy and paste that in, and it's post. So let me make sure that this is post. That is supposed to be post, so nothing else changes there. Okay, so let's go ahead and execute. We'll go ahead and execute this step. Wrong. Okay, so we'll go ahead and, so right here I did get an error. I turned on authentication. Credential type is Google Service Account API for the first HTTP request. So now I just have to go over to the Google console, and then I need to, for some reason with Google, I don't know what it is with the Google accounts, but sometimes the credentials come off. I thought that was still on, so I'll go ahead and create a new credential again. So you just head over to Google Cloud right here. You have to enable the API. Once you click that, it would go ahead and bounce you over here. Just go next, enable that, and then it'll give you the information to input right over here again. So in case you don't already know how to create a service account or enable APIs in Google Cloud, you would just come over here to create a service account under the Google console, IAM and admin, and then you would add these roles right here under permissions after you've created the account: Vertex AI user and service account token creator. That will allow you to access Google's VEO 3. So I'll just go ahead and continue. You would create a new key right here, and once you create that key, it will give you a key, and it'll give you a new email account to post right here, to input right over here, and then we should be good for access to VEO 3 again. Okay, so we did have to reconnect that, so we go ahead and save right there. We should be good to go. Okay, so last but not least, we had to go ahead and add the entire JSON, of course, add the entire JSON, including showing my private key. So on the first HTTP request, we did have to input the fields from the edit fields before. We added the access token right under here from edit fields, and then of course the name is just authorization. So we reconnected that. Everything looks good. Should be good to go now. So I had to run through and make sure everything was mapped correctly. Did a little bit of debugging and made sure that all of these were green. We just dragged these over from over there. Came over here, we ran that. Now we were on to HTTP. We executed that. Now this is what I'm trying to get right. So make sure, let's see. I think the auth header right here is what we have to focus on. So we've gotten to the point where it's created the video, but this HTTP request isn't fetching it right now. It looks as though my n8n instance is down. I'm running it local right now. So for some reason, it is not trying to fetch the request. And it's built the exact same way as last time, but for some reason, this one isn't working either. So I've tested each node one by one, executed each step, did everything perfectly fine. But since I've already gotten this far, I'm gonna just go ahead and complete the video. So I'll show you what I generated right before this, because I ran it once before. So essentially what this request is supposed to pull is supposed to spit out the base 64 encoded URL right here. And then at that point, it's pretty straightforward from here. We actually only have 2 more nodes to go. So, I mean, you guys got to this point, then you can definitely finish it off. We'll go right here, and then we'll put in a converter, because we would be converting that base 64 file into an MP4. So yeah, it would move base 64 string to file right here, and then we'll copy and paste that input from right there that this request had pulled after we waited, we would copy and paste that right over there. And as soon as we were able to execute this step, the video pops up right here. So let me show you guys the video that I had made earlier. I can't believe it didn't work this time. That's craziness. I'm still going to upload this though, because I actually just spent an hour working on this, really like an hour and a half plus. So yep, I told myself I was going to post a new video. So sorry it has to be like this, but I'll leave all of the documentation. I'll leave all of the documentation in the bio. Just make sure to join the school community. I mean, I tried debugging, but it's no real point when you know exactly what the issue is. So yes, this was our Google VEO 3 video. This is the only video I was able to create, quite frankly, from the workflow before the instance went out. But there's a quick little 8-second video. It's pretty cool. I guess he's time traveling through space, the space-time continuum, or whatever that sort of portal or something is, and then he ends up on Mars. And we go back over to the Google Sheets right here, and yeah, we went through and ran it a few times, so it probably generated a few videos that I can't even see right now. But anywho, all we would do from this point right here, that it outputs our video right there from the base 64 input that we get right here, that we got from right here, that this is supposed to be right there. We would drag that over, similar to the way we drag the others over into the field. All we would do from here is add the Google Drive, which should already be configured. We would update the file with that. Google Drive is connected already, and then you would just select where you want it in your Google Drive. So yeah, it's a shame, but we'll try again in the next video. But you know, that should really get you guys by, because I saw a few people tried this build out and botch it, but you know, it's really not rocket science, guys. You guys can join the school community. I'll be listing a lot more builds over there. I'm pretty sure if I wasn't running it locally that it would be perfectly fine, but I think since because I'm running it on Railway, it's acting like this. I don't feel like resetting the entire thing right now, but yeah, let's check out that video one more time, because it was actually pretty cool. This is nice, from the little prompt that we did. And you guys can change the prompt to whatever you want it to be. I think the cap on videos right now, is it 8 or 9 seconds for VEO 3? I'm not entirely sure, but when it came out, it was definitely, I believe, 9 seconds was the maximum length video that you could make. So yeah, I wanted to change the prompt anyway, because I wanted to get something closer to like this anyway. I just wanted to make sure that it was running, and it was. But the Railway, these are pretty straightforward, pretty cool.
Hey guys, it's Judas. Yeah, that Judas. I've got a weird night ahead, and let's just say it involves money. Just left a very intense meeting, walked out with this. Not bad for 5 minutes of networking. Full unboxing soon.
All right, guys, on my way to dinner with friends, good food, good stories. I'll try to share a bit with you guys.
All right, guys, welcome to dinner. Very exclusive event tonight. Good food, historic vibes.
I'm not really sure where they're getting at with that, but yeah, it's a cool concept. Sitting at dinner, I don't know if that was the Last Supper or what they thought that was supposed to be, but yeah, make sure you guys join the school community. Come right over here to AI Agent Mastery. You can introduce yourself right here. Just got an influx of people, and about 50 people, and I am expecting a lot more people to want to join. So yeah, 500 members, I'll probably cap it at that and make it paid. So yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned. You know, we didn't get all the way through on that one, but it's a very simple concept. I'm sure you guys can continue on. Just come over here to resources and templates, scroll right down here, and jump right into it. Probably not locally, but yeah. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.